Morning folks, welcome back to Betty's channel. She's doing the do as always. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe, drop a comment down below. Tell us what you think. What you really think. Anyway, today we're going to be doing some top cupboards. Hopefully getting the plyboard up. It all has to come down again anyway through the carpeting, so that's fine. So it doesn't have to be screwed in perfectly, because I'm not a perfectionist by any stretch of the imagination. I digress. Yeah, so let's crack on with that and we'll catch you up today in a bit. Got some few bits of plyboard left, so I'm going to use what I can out of them to fill in these side bits, these two cupboards. I'm not going to have enough to do a full length underneath, so I'm going to have to get another couple of sheets at some point. But I'm not doing it yet. I'll just get what I can covered in today in this episode, and let's see where we're up to later on. What I don't need to do is I don't need to go right to the roof, because where this beam is and this beam is, there's going to be cladding going across, so you're only going to see a minimal amount of batten wood there at the top of the hinges. So I don't have to go overboard. I mean, I probably will go up to the roof on this cupboard, but I don't need to go beyond that batten on this cupboard, so I can just do like a perfect square apply, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to make it as easy on myself as possible. And again, I can just make a perfect square across there. I was going to go up to that bit and up into funny shapes and that, but I don't need to, because I need to insulate on top of the roof cladding anyway. So yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. Just a couple of squares there, square there, square there, and a square there. So I'll take the doors off, but I've marked on the battens where the edge of the doors come, and obviously there's going to be the hinge holes up there. So I know where to put the plyboard. Should come in about an inch inside the door, so you've got quite a nice big cupboard opening, which is completely different from that one. That's the first one I did. I thought I was being very clever cutting a big hole in it, but actually it's not so bad, because it is quite a deep cupboard, and I'm going to be carpeting the metal work anyway, because I don't want it getting condensated. Yeah, let's crack on. Just doing it the old fashioned way. Well, I don't have posh gear, so a hand saw it is. Class. Right, the cupboard's going to look something like that. But in doing it the way I've done, I've realised kind of two things. Number one, I need to put a strip of plyboard there and across there. And the second thing is, when I did this side, and I cut out as one piece with a hole, even though it looks a mess, this is what I should have done with the others, but where the ply comes to the edge there, and the piece underneath sits up to that edge there, what I've done is done it the other way around here. So when I put the base on, you're going to see the edge of the ply there. So that's because I put the doors, I left a gap there, so the ply could meet up to the bottom of that like it does there. But anyway, you're not going to see it, because I'm going to be putting some finishing pieces on, just some L-shape finishing edging pieces. So yeah, not a total catastrophe, but just give it a bit more thought. So I need to cut two pieces now to go across there and the top. That will bring the door out. Well, it will make it look a lot better, to be fair. And you can always Put a bit of wood filler on the joints if needed. But that's the overall effect, so it don't look too bad really, does it? I like it anyway. As you can see, I'm utilising what ply I've got to do the cupboards. That side and that side should be able to do there and there. So I'm just cutting the longer pieces off this other sheet. I've got a nice flat edge. Still got my Crocs and socks on, but I've got my long pants on because it's bloody cold. Because I'm going to be cutting it the width of a piece of batten, all I need to do is put a piece of batten on the plywood, draw a line, and then cut it to size. Because that'll be the width of the batten then. Yay! Easy. 2 pieces cut, so I'm just going to measure the length that I need, cut them off, and then screw them top and bottom. Now I could glue them, but I don't know, I kind of like the screws showing. Just shows what the work you've put into it, I think. I don't know, I just like it. It's like on the cladding, I'm leaving all the screw heads there. I'm not covering up with like wood filler or anything like that. I'm just leaving them on shore because I quite like it. I did it in Betty 1 on the ceiling. I just like the screws showing. I don't know why. Don't know what it is. Just something. I don't know. I suppose it just, like I said, it just shows the workmanship you put into it. The mess ups and the good bits as well. So yeah, screw holes showing. And that's one frontage done. Quite a decent entrance hall. Ooh, see what I did then. So I've obviously lost the hinge holes, but what I've done is I've just done that mark there, so it's in that line somewhere, and same there. So I'll just put the door on now and see what it looks like. I mean, I don't know if you can see what I mean with the screws showing. I just kind of like it. It's not rustic because it's not supposed to be a rustic build, but it looks rustic, I think. I don't know what the word is, but I like it anyway, so it's staying like that. That's the frontage finished. I've put the door back on. It doesn't look so bad actually, even with them little gaps where the plyboard meet. Quite like it. Just got to do the underneath bit soon, but how I've set the level of the doors, it's quite easy really. I said before I've marked it there, so the hinge will go somewhere up there on that line, but to set the level of the door, offcut ply and just put it underneath like that, and that's set the level of the door. Because this door meets the ply level, so I wanted these two to do exactly the same, and that's how I've done it. So yeah, happy days. Still got to take it all down and carpet all this lot yet, but that'll be a day job. That a full day of carpeting and gluing. Yay! Can't wait. Yay, carpeting. Just going back to the screws thing. Pop a comment and see what you think. Would you want to sand over the screw heads or leave us there? Drop a comment. See what you think. Let me know. That's all the 3 doors on now, and the frontages. The back one. Obviously that's going to have a backing piece on at some point. That one. And the very first one I did, where I cut 1 piece of ply. But yeah, pretty impressed. Recycling all caravan doors. I've just been told this morning that they're going to be painted. Not my department. I build, Chrissy detects paints. There you go. Her comment on the screws showing was they shouldn't be showing, but I built it, they're going to be showing. So there. Now that the back cupboards are more or less completed, I'm just going to turn my attention to the cupboard above the bench seat. I did want to use these glass doors, but I think they come down a bit too much. I don't want to use them that way because they don't look right. So what I'm going to do, got another upper cabinet door here, which is what I've used on the back, so I can use that because that should be a big enough cupboard to get into. So that's that. And I think once you use the glass doors on the cab, on the over cab storage, I think they look quite nice. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I've got two of them. And what I had left was this big one here, which I was going to use there. Which would fit, but I think glass doors will look nicer. Yeah, glass doors will look nicer. I mean, I don't know what that area is going to be used for storage wise. It could be like bedding and stuff. And if we don't like the glass, we can always cover the glass over with something. And that fab one that people put on glass. Like a smoked or plain one that you can't, it's like stick on stuff that you can't see through the glass. So that may be alright. So yeah, so the glass doors are going there, or that one. I prefer the glass. That one's more practical, but I think they would open out better. Yeah, we'll do that. That was an old bathroom door. I think I can bin that. I'm not going to use that. Oh, sorry, that was a wardrobe door, not a bathroom door. Because I've got a bathroom door there. And then I can just... Oh, I've got more. Oh, on it. I can get the bugger out. There's a block glass then. I'll come back to you in a sec. Or I could use them and just not bother with glass doors. Have two cupboards instead of one big one. I'm not ready for doing that yet anyway, so there's no rush to decide which doors to use. But I've got my overbench seat cupboard door there, which is going to go there. So let's crack on with that. That's my starting point. Just that notch a bit out to end for where the van curves in a bit. So that's straight. So I can build off that now. Just got to screw it to the van. Getting the basic frame up now. Just got to join that end piece now. It's level. Just need to lift that end up a bit. Impressed with it. That's the basic framing. It all looks fairly straight. Just need to put an upright up there. Quite impressed with that. I've used all manner of old L-shaped brackets that I line about, as well as some kitchen cabinet one from the new neighbour Mark, which is great. I can't find my L-shaped brackets, don't know where they are. But yeah, it's looking good. One more upright on. I just have to use a bit of packing where the rib comes out a bit. I've just, that bit I cut off, diagonal, I've just put in there. Recycling, you see, can't beat it. So it's just a piece across the top now, and that's ready to hang the door. The frame's done, so I just need to hang the door now and then plyboard it in. Happy days. It's not going to come off again though, and I need to gap it. Let's hang the door now the best we can, and then we can plyboard the sides. That's the door hung, and it's in the centre. The distance is the same from there and there. So smack bang it in the middle of the shelf, in the cupboard I mean. So I'm just going to see what plywood I've got left and see if I can do the two front bits. And then the bits in between the hinges like I did on the other doors. And I should have enough to do that end panel as well. Yeah, I might have to use my jigsaw for that because I'll have to cut to that rib, that curve. This should be okay. See how we got it anyway. And that's the cupboard above the bench sheet completed, apart from the end panel and underneath. I've done it in the same vein as the back ones, where I've left enough drop from the door for the piece of PVA plywood to butt up against it. It's alright. Again, it's another cupboard that's got to come down and get carpeted. So let's just see what happens. Next job, turn the bathroom door round, try and get the fridge in this bit and build a bit of a frame around it to start the kitchen, and then we know what we're looking at. Just setting the level of the kitchen in line with that top cupboard, using my little set square. It looks like it needs to be pushed in a bit. There's a bit of a gap. No, there's not. So if I mark the floor now, where that is, I should set the level of the edge of the kitchen. Yay! And that's the edge of the kitchen. So there's still plenty of room between that mark and the edge of the door to get in and out. And once I build this up, there's going to be like an extra flap that comes up so we can have an extra bit of workspace up here somewhere. Like another foot or something. So I'm going to put a batten, I'm going to put the fridge in there, in that area. I'm going to have to build this up a bit, give it a bit of support. That's not too bad of a problem. So yeah, let's crack on. That's where the fridge is going. Whether it goes on the floor or I raise it up a bit, I don't know yet. I'm just going to draw around the fridge on the floor. And the door needs changing round so it opens up that way. Still gives us enough room to sit on the bench and probably have our tea. Gives us enough walkway to get to the bed and the toilet, shower. And also the worktop's going to come in and back that way, so it's going to be stepped, but there should be enough room, fingers crossed. But it's the only place the fridge can go. So yeah, there's going to be enough room to relax on there, and probably one on the double seat with the back to the door. Still talk to each other, take these headrests off. And eventually there's going to be a single seat and a swivel base, so that'll swivel round. We've got even more room then. But that's when I get some money. Yeah. So right, so let's draw around that and start to build a framework. I've left enough room for the sliding door to come in, and also the fridge to vent. And I'll put like a little vent in the back of the cupboard. Oh, I found a batten so it should reach to the edge of that step and still leave a good gap between the door and the back of the kitchen. So I put a batten there, a batten across there, and then one across the mega square so the fridge can sit on the battens, and then build up underneath it. Put a piece on the step and then one piece up. Should be alright, that. That's the base for the fridge built. I'm just going to put a piece to go from that to the step. Just give it a bit of extra support. Let's sit the fridge on it and see what it looks like. Well, it sits on it okay, but what I think I might need to do is to move that batten just out a bit, because I want to build a frame around the fridge to keep it in place. So I'm going to just move that out a bit and then just build like, just want 2 battens up, across and down. And I'm just going to leave the door sticking out a bit, and I could bring it back so the door's going to be level with the kitchen bit, but we'll see. I'll just move that across and then have a look at it. That's the fridge clamped in. That's going nowhere. Solids. Let's look at it from to the side. Yeah, I'm still going to turn the door around. I'm not sure if to take the fridge out to do that, because I might have to. There's a little bracket there in that corner that the door has to sit in. The other side got one? No. So yeah, I'm going to take the fridge out, which is fine. It's just a couple of screws. Yeah, it's alright, that. So I can now start to build the kitchen up around it. It's going to be, I think, 18mm ply. So I'm going to put another batten up that edge, just to take the plyboard, but we'll see. I'm not there yet, but the fridge is in anyway, which means if I get an inverter, I can put a socket there, double socket, and put a fridge in, plug the fridge in. Yeah, right, I'm pleased about that. And then I might be able to get a drawer on top of the fridge, or even a little cupboard. Don't know yet, we're getting there. Well, I've tried to turn the door around, I don't know what I did wrong, but I can't turn it around. There doesn't seem to be any screw holes in that side, so I might have to drill a small hole because they're self-tapping screws, but I'm going to save that for another day. But in the meantime, it's in. I've got to come inside better too because it's pissing down outside, so I'm using the light to work with. I'm just measuring out where the batten should be going for the kitchen, using that 10 litre water tank as a guide, because that's going to be the waste tank. So I'll put it up against the B pillar, and there's still enough space for it to get in and out. So that long batten on the floor, I'm just going to cut that to where the bed is, and that batten there is obviously going to be a longer one, but that's going to be the level. So we've got enough room for a sink, some worktop space where I can put 2 gas burners, but eventually I want an induction hob that'll be cut into the worktop, and then the flap will give us extra space for cooking and stuff, preparing food. So we'll only a small sink, it doesn't have to be anything posh. The fridge makes a handy workhorse. That's the under the sink cupboard done. Still enough room to walk through to the bed and toilet. And I put a piece of 9mm ply between that batten and the bed, because I'm going to be encasing that end in 9mm ply. Well, this is going to be 18mm down here, and an 18mm ply worktop, and then extension piece. It's all coming together nicely, but there's a lot of room under the sink. The water tank, the water tank is going to go against the wheel arch there. That's a 70 litre Fiamma water tank like I've got in Betty 1. I'm going to have to put the filler on the outside of the van, which is going to be Bit of an arse clenching moment. Let's clench the arse. That's clenching, I think. My smacky fingers. Because I've got to drill a hole inside it, van. But that's to come yet. I need to order the tank yet. But we're getting there. And it looks like I can only use one of the kitchen doors, not two. There's not enough room there for the other one. So if I put that in the middle, steady on it. Yep, one kitchen door. It's going to be a small kitchen, but we don't need a massive one. It's all doable, Paul, he says, with a thumbs up. All doable. Oh, look alright there. And a piece of ply on either side. And a piece of ply down there. Finish it off nicely. And we'll try and do a curved worktop. Fingers crossed. I mean, I could move the fridge up, but I don't really want to. I think it's in the right place, because that's the getting in and out space. And the getting in and out space won't be used when the flap's up on the worktop. But it'd be nice to, you know, open the sliding door on a Swiss lake somewhere, cook our steak tea on a Friday, a couple of bottles of wine, sorted. That's the aim anyway. Well, rain stopped play, so I can't do much more today. So thanks for watching Betty 2's build. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Drop a comment in below, tell us what you think of Betty 2 and how we're doing. All it is left to say, look after each other, talk to each other, and just keep doing what you do.